No.
No! No!
What?
Because I was married for 2 fucking years!
You're a cunt, Bryan.
Fuck you, Carmen.
You're a cunt, Bryan.
No, sir, I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it.
Fuck you, Carmen.
You're a cunt, Bryan.
No, sir, I don't like it.
All right, where are we at here? We're doing No, Sir, I Don't Like It. We're in a new location. We got a new drawing, and for that, I have a new character. It's called the... I can't even... There's no... How do people get into shit?
What do you mean? You just start fucking talking. That's why I always say hi. It's like a great hello. Or
Oh, no, I know how to get into it, but I didn't want to... Listen, I'm going to blindside you with a bit later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Blindside, like Sandra Bullock when she fucked that giant black high school football player.
Yeah.
Is that what that's called, Tyler? Is that called Blindside?
That's the blind side, yeah.
Is there a sex scene between them in that movie? No. Dude, she fucking gets split
She
like
fucked him off.
firewood. Am I right?
She fucked him off stage.
Yeah.
Off screen.
Do you think so?
Yeah, for sure.
That dude was big. How tall was he? What was his specs?
He's probably 6'6", 6'5".
He probably 6'5", 280. Probably ran a 4'4". Sandra Bullock. What happened to her? Oh, she did that blindfold movie. Did you see that? She only does blind movies now.
Yeah, it's
Blindside.
only blind. Yeah.
What was the blindfold movie called?
I don't
Bird
remember.
Cunt? Bird Box. I knew it was about pussy.
Because the English call them birds, and
Right,
then
right.
they have pussies, so it's just called box.
That's a real hacky joke that a lot of people do about, like, in England, they're fannies. A fanny is a pussy. So a fanny pack, they call it a bum bag.
A bum bag.
Yeah, a fanny pack is a bum bag because a fanny means pussy in England.
So but I never understood why it was fanny anyways, because everybody always wears it in the front. And if fanny, like, for us would be butt, it's not for fanny like a pussy here.
Right.
But they call it a fanny pack here, but that's because it's supposed to go on your butt. But everybody wore it in the front.
I don't know. And now everybody wears them on their chest.
What?
Yeah, the diagonal. You don't see that all over the place?
Yeah, where they snap. Yeah.
By the way, you may notice I have some ice cream on my shirt.
It actually looks like dried blood, like your
Like
t-shirt
I
is.
crack the clown's head
Yeah,
open.
you crack the clown's head open.
Carmen struggled through that sentence.
Woo!
But
Carmen.
Carmen caught me and I was sitting in my driveway with the air conditioning on eating Slim Twins low-calorie ice cream
In the driveway.
with my spoon comb. And you may be like, what's a spoon comb? Well, that's a comb that you use as a spoon. It's multi-use. It's like a Swiss Army knife.
It was pretty hilarious.
It's just in the car, just listening to Colin Cowherd, eating Slim Twin, low-calorie, low-sugar ice cream. I wasn't sad. It must have looked sad.
It looked so fucking sad.
I mean, you can't look happy eating ice cream in your car.
That's true. You don't look happy eating anything in your car because it always looks like you're hiding from something or you're...
Well, that's an old bit. I mean, if you go onto my YouTube channel, you can see that I used to live in a vegetarian house. I think I talked about this like early on the episode. It's probably on the Patreon episodes now.
By the way, guys, fucking subscribe to our Patreon.
More on that later.
Yeah, we got 2 of it. I know, you got a story. All right, fine. We'll plug a Patreon later.
Now it's ruined. God.
Are you going to storm out?
We're struggling to fill these hours. Listen, Carmen and I don't talk anymore.
That's it. We only talk when the mics are on.
We're on like an Opie and Anthony level where we hate each other. If we weren't on video, we would both be texting through this entire podcast.
Yeah, we actually don't make eye contact unless people are watching us.
We would be texting other radio DJs. That's what I consider ourselves now, radio DJs.
Is that what it is?
It's the morning drive. What's up, folks? It's Friday, screaming towards the weekend. Remember to pick up tickets to our big Vroom Day Out. We got the BFD coming up this weekend.
Big fucking dick.
Big fucking day out. You're listening to KPTSD. We got a weekend concert coming up. We got Eagles of Death Metal, Jason Aldean and Ariana Grande, all at the BFD, KPTSD. How was your 4th of July? You know how I was, over here at KPTSD. I was under the table eating Quaaludes like they were pork rinds, shaking like a little chihuahua.
I was taking my dog's Valium just so I could get through the night.
Rails as Xanax.
Do the fireworks bother you for real?
No. No, not at all. They did bother me when they were, because my house in Oakland one time had a bullet go through we had a semicircle window above our doors, like an old Victorian, and they always have like really big doors with semicircle windows above them. Mm-hmm. We had a bullet go through that into the stairwell. And that bothered me.
the bullet.
And that was amidst fireworks, because people shoot guns because poor people are stupid. Oh, this episode is brought to you by Zevia. It's a 0-calorie soda.
We aren't getting any fucking money from them. Stop sponsoring. They're not sponsoring us.
You're listening to KPTSD. I don't think you understood my joke about the concert. Do you know what Jason Aldean, Eagles of Death Metal, and Ariana Grande all have in common?
What is it?
They've all had concerts attacked by terrorists.
Oh, I didn't know about the Ariana Grande one.
Oh yeah, London. That was a great one.
That's the one I.
Oh, look at our art. Good, funny, organic way to plug this beautiful piece of art by Tony Rackenwald.
Yeah, make sure you guys follow him at Bomb Squad 86. If you guys want to check it out, we're going to post it on the Instagram so you guys can see it. Follow us at No Sir Pod. It's pretty fucking rad, dude. There's a lot of awesome, like, little intricate, tiny details. Like, there's an asshole right next to your face that's pooping out poop.
There's a skull coming out of my skull.
Yep. There's a
screw in your nose.
Yeah, a screw in my nose. There's a little fucking gnome dude sitting on a mushroom smoking something. There's a bottle that says cunt on it just floating up above our heads. It's
guys,
rad.
we'll make we'll print this out on a regular piece of flimsy 8.5 by 11 if you subscribe to our Patreon. We'll send you a full color print on 8.5 by 11. I'll probably have to fold it because I'm going to put it in the quarter envelopes. So if you don't mind a few fold lines in this, but that's for the $300 tier.
That's for the $300.
That's the $300 tier. If you for $300, I will photocopy.
Photocopy.
Hey, I'm gonna go down to the store and photocopy that. What accent is that? Am I a gold miner?
I don't know. I just think it's
There's
from
gold over there.
There's gold in this here art.
Do you ever photocopy your pussy?
No, I've never done that. I always thought it was funny because like all those movies in the 90s and 80s and 90s and stuff like that, anytime there was like kind of any company Christmas party, there was always somebody like photocopying their ass or something like that. But I remember the movie Death Becomes Her, the one with Roseanne.
One of my favorites.
Right?
Girl Dish.
Yes, it was so good. It was so good. And then and that's how she finds out the guy's cheating on her.
It was
or whatever.
Meryl Streep.
Well, he leaves Roseanne for Meryl Streep, and then she shows Meryl Streep that he's cheating on her too.
Who's her? Who's the other one?
Roseanne.
That's Roseanne?
No, I'm thinking of a different movie.
No, they don't put fat girls in the lead.
No, there was one where Roseanne. There was one where Roseanne.
A League of Their Own?
No, this was before that. This was like an 80s, like late 80s, early 90s movie where Roseanne was like
a love interest.
It was something like that, or like an ex-husband, like a failing marriage. I don't remember.
Failing marriage sounds right.
But then he leaves her for somebody hot, and then she gets her revenge.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's a vindictive, ugly.
Yeah. And she ends up like.
Because the '80s didn't fuck with that shit.
No,
they didn't have a rebel battle. What's that girl's name?
Rebel Wilson.
I was thinking Rel Battle. Rebel Wilson. She is actually the daughter of the big girl from Wilson's Phillips.
Oh, no way.
Right? I mean, Wilson, both fat. So her mom...
What more connection do you need?
Her mom was from Wilson... Carney Wilson? Is that her name? Her mom was Carney Wilson. Her dad was...
she ate Carney.
And her dad was Wilson from Castaway.
No, I think her dad was just a Carney.
No, her dad was a ball from Castaway. Wilson! By the way, if you hear that sound, this episode is brought to you by Zevia.
Fucking stop plugging that.
Sugar-free ginger root beer. I can't get enough of this stuff.
It does smell good.
If there's one thing I have noticed since we started filming these podcasts is that when I drink a can, I think I don't know what it is, but like it doesn't look normal. Like the can looks small in my hand. I've been watching myself drink. I think it's too much wrist action. I think I'm gonna start wearing those carpal tunnel wrist things to straighten because I'm so limp wristed. You know, and
I don't think you're limp wristed.
Oh yeah, I get comments. Old friends of mine, my friend Katie commented on an Instagram post the other day. She goes, "We're always gonna know you as our limp wristed friend." But it doesn't look natural when I drink. I'm gonna have to sit in front of a mirror and drink soda for hours.
Why?
Just so I look cool.
I was always like very particular about that, like the way people hold cigarettes.
I know.
I hate that shit. I hate that. Like I know I have a bit about it, but it's like some people.
That's not even what I was thinking. I was thinking about how if I've ever gotten near blackout drunk on the road and I smoke a cigarette, and you're just like, you don't even look like. And I was like, I smoked for 9 years. If not
I know,
longer.
but some people just don't look good doing it. Like it looks unnatural. Like
I was
my
watching
friend Kendra, when she would hold a cigarette, like every time she would do it, it looked like it was like the first time she ever smoked a cigarette. So it didn't look cool.
Yeah.
Like you have to look cool. Like it has to be like effortless. Like your fingers have to be curled when you're holding it. Like it has to be relaxed, and then it looks like it's supposed to.
And I put them in the middle. I keep my fingers straight. And
I would
put 'em in the
smash
middle.
that fucking cigarette in your face.
And then it looks like I'm doing that Native American woo, 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 type thing when I smoke. I go just like that.
Yeah, it looks
coming right out the
stupid.
middle. It looks
Yeah, it looks-
fucking rad.
it doesn't. It
looks
doesn't
so
look
cool.
cool.
Everybody's always like, "Oh my god, I've never seen anybody smoke like that. Can I please suck your penis?"
It's the only time
Put your
that
penis in my
your
mouth.
wrist isn't limp is when it should be, when you're smoking a fag.
Smoking a fag.
Yeah.
Jeez, that brings me back to Cincinnati, '79. It was Jerry Springer. Yeah, remember when Jerry Springer wrote a check for a hooker when he was the mayor of Cincinnati?
Yeah. I thought he was governor.
No.
He was only mayor?
He was the mayor of Cincinnati, and he wrote a check. Just said Jerry Springer in cursive, and then in the memo it said hooker. That's probably, now I'm thinking about it, that's probably just a setup.
What do you mean?
We all just believe that story, but that probably. Can you pull up the check?
What is it?
Jerry Springer wrote a check for a hooker when he was mayor of Cincinnati in like 1979. A check.
Yeah, I mean, I believe
Do you think-
that. Why not?
Do you think
Everybody
he was
used to
like
write
fucking
checks
her
back
from
then.
behind and then used her lower back as a way
Just
to
a
write
way
the
to say
check?
it.
He's just writing the check.
His name's all squiggly.
He's
from her-
multitasking. That's
yeah.
why. Yeah, I mean, he's an efficient dude.
Yeah, he is. I mean, you don't stay in trash TV for this long without a little fucking effort.
God, we were at a Chinese restaurant recently, and they were playing Jerry Springer. Me, you, and Tyler went out to eat.
Yeah.
And Tyler and I were talking about off mic. There's Tyler Gizar there. I follow him at Brian J. Vokey. We were talking about how attracted we are to those nasty ass Jerry Springer girls. Like they always have like a C-section scar, and they have like purple hair, but the roots are like 2 inches past
Dude,
now.
it's how Tuesday strippers still get paid decently.
What's that, Tyler?
Stars.
Yo, stars on
They
their
always
hips.
got stars
Oh,
on their
nautical
hips.
stars on their hips, dude.
That is the hackiest hoe tattoo ever.
And
Is
they
the
have
stars
that.
on the hips.
They have that mini skirt that's like looks
Does
like
ever-
2 belts, and then it ruffles out.
Yep.
Yeah, the 2 lines
Yep.
in a row that it ruffles out. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the fucking gun in the tattooed on them in the, what do you call those?
Garter belt?
Yeah, the garter
Yep,
belt
the
with
garter
the gun.
belt gun.
Oh, those girls are hot. Those girls are hot.
They're hacky hot though. That's why it's like those 2 stars on the hips it is just as hacky as the lower back.
No,
tattoo.
that is muy auténtico.
No,
That is
not.
that is
Then why
just
is
as
there
my
so many
grandmother made it. Mwah.
Then why is there so many of them?
Because that's just the heart of America. We're just full of these beautiful, beautiful. They have long nails and like they're like skinny but flabby.
Yeah.
You know, there's like no because they have
It's thin thick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like meth thin.
Yeah.
It's like they have a horrible
It's
diet.
unhealthy, yeah,
There's no
it's
muscle
unhealthy
tone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they just like they're ready to fight it. What
Like
do you
if you picked them up for the front, like you'd still get like a little fat between your fingers. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like a girl who will beat up the girl that I'm cheating on her with and not me. You know what I mean? I like
That is the right girl.
Yeah, that's a nice girl.
That's a girl who doesn't know who to be mad at, and she's wrong when she's mad.
Tyler, what's the check?
Jerry Springer check?
Yeah.
So it's almost like
Jerry Springer check.
False remembered. There is no picture of the check.
There's
But he
no
did
picture
write-
of the check.
He wrote a check to the prostitute and it bounced.
His check bounced.
That's even funnier.
He bounced
That's how
a
you know
check
it's
to
real.
a hooker.
He bounced a check to a hooker when he was the mayor of Cincinnati.
But the one that did come up is Hunter S. Thompson's $2 million check for cocaine.
He wrote a $2 million check for cocaine. Hunter S. Thompson. Is it Hunter S. Thompson? I always thought it was Hunter S. Thompson.
Brian, stop talking. You're an asshole. Now, I'm going to plug the Patreon. Now, make sure you guys subscribe to the Patreon. We actually have 2 tiers. We have one where you just pay $1 to get the content that we're already creating for you because it's $12 a year.
I actually have a lot of tears, especially when I'm eating ice cream in
Yes,
my car.
you do. I know. I witnessed it today.
Slow down so they can hear
It's
you.
salted caramel now because the salt comes from your tears.
That's right. That's right. You're plowing through this plug. Just slow down. Take a breath.
Would you stop telling me what to
do some
do? You fucking
ASMR?
pain in the ass. You do. Where is it? Here's
Doing some
you-
ASMR.
Yeah, asthma shit.
ASMR.
Yeah.
Jason Collins is a retard. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the Patreon. We have 2 tiers. It's a $1 a month to get the content that we already provide for you for free because it's $12 a year, and we're trying to save up money so we can start paying Tyler. Thank you, Tyler, for producing the podcast. And then we have a $5 tier where you get 2 bonus episodes a month and access to the first 50 episodes because they're not available anywhere else except on our Patreon page. And anytime we're performing in your town, you get to come to our show for free.
So what she said in the beginning, though, see, if you just go to patreon.com/NoSirPod and you just donate $1 a month, that's just a sign of good faith, a thank you for all the free episodes. You don't really...
Because we are 123 in. This is the 123rd episode, and we haven't asked anything from you fucking people. So it's about time, I think.
Right. Please just give us the $1. I need to buy a new belt because
He can't come anymore.
I know. It's just too loose. I broke my belt jerking off, and I need a new belt. And I got this belt in Tennessee, and it got
I think that's why you were always asking when anybody hangs themselves if they were jerking off, just because you don't want to feel alone.
No, every guy...
Wait. Oh, you think they jerk off?
Every
they're
guy
hanging
thinks
themselves
that
too?
when they hear another guy hangs himself, because hanging yourself is like a lot of guys
intense.
don't like to confront that kind of emotion, so that's why they do that. They're like, he's probably just jerking off. He's probably a freak. Because it's easier to think somebody's a freak than to think they're sad.
Well, you know what's funny to me is as far as like
Feeling
choking
like a
goes.
freak on a leash. That's what that's about, right? Jerking off. Freak on a leash.
No, that's not what that's about.
There's no way. Freak on a leash?
That's not what it's
That's
about.
what I say. That's what I listen to when I'm jerking off to that.
Well, you could make it about that.
Yeah. Boy, someday you're gonna. Boy, someday you're gonna. That's the part. That's the part I come to right there.
That's the crescendo. You crescendo.
This may be the worst band ever.
9 Inch Nails?
Korn.
No, I know.
Korn. They're terrible. And here's the thing about Korn. Have I gone on my rant about Korn before?
No, but can I finish my choking thing first before you go down that rabbit hole?
Absolutely.
I always think it's funny because like chicks always ask people to get choked, but guys don't. Like they
I don't
always-
want to be choked in the back.
But guys always ask, like they always choke themselves. You know what I mean? Like chicks get somebody else to do it. Like you never hear about a chick accidentally killing herself.
Yeah, because girls don't know how to do anything for themselves.
Oh, stop it! Don't be a cunt about this.
You're trying to put it together like there's something weird about guys not willing to be open enough to ask for that. But what I think it is that girls don't like to do anything for themselves. That's why. I just need a man to choke me.
I mean, yes, but no, but yes.
It's true.
Because that leads me down into that whole fucking climate control in office.
It's about Byron Allen
environments.
buying the Weather Channel.
Yeah. Yes.
It's funny.
Go down that. What were you gonna say?
Well,
about corn. What's your corn rant?
I don't have a prepared Korn rant.
Allow me to access my Korn rant.
Okay, one thing I'll say about Korn is I liked him a lot when I was a kid.
So did I.
Sure did I. But if I'm
You just start scatting to fucking recruit.
I mean, that's what they did. Are you ready? And I have a very sentimental memory about Korn.
Yeah.
I remember when they had an album come out, the one with the teddy bear with the eye button missing. You know what I'm talking about? Issues. It was called Issues.
Yeah, Issues, and then Follow the Leader.
Follow the Leader before Issues, way before. It was like, but Issues came out, and my mom, on her way home from work, bought it and surprised me with it.
Aww.
So I have a hard time shitting on Korn because that's such a sweet memory. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. They suck. They're terrible. And
you can like things that are bad. People do it all the time.
Sure, I'm friends with you.
Yeah, and the Jonas Brothers are still a thing. Like, you know what I mean? There's plenty of awful things. Like, it's funny. It's more I am friends with you. I think I'm obviously doing the heavy lifting in our friendship. I'm friends with you.
Yeah, I accepted your offer.
You didn't have any better fucking offer, dude.
Heavy lifting? I don't even know. Let's hash this out. What do you mean? Heavy lifting?
No, let's go back and talk about.
No, I'm interested in this. I'd like to hear this, and we don't talk in private, so let's get this. Let's get this out here. This is like when Howard Stern went after Kenny at NBC in 1984.
That is not at all what this is
This
like.
is exactly like that. This is our big moment.
We're
Right now,
not
all the
going
little
after.
portable radios that are listening to us on the park benches and in the cars, and everybody's
And
listening
there's
to
still
this.
like a woman straddling a subwoofer. Fucking loved Private Parts.
I just watched that a few months ago for the first time. It was a good movie.
It was.
I mean, it's a bad movie, but it was good.
Right, but yeah, you get it. I liked Korn because when I was in
what's
high
the
school,
heavy lifting thing? You're doing the heavy lifting in our friendship?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It means like I put in more than you do.
I'm sure that's...
Thank you, Tyler. Tyler immediately agreed because it's very
Well,
obvious.
because Tyler knows that that's also how my friendship with him is as well. That's the nature of being friends with me. You get to be friends with me. And I put zero effort in. But I bless you with this A+ personality.
Oh, it is so A+ all the time. You're never just a bummer fest, huh? You're never just a fucking lump of sadness.
I didn't ask to be friends with anybody.
You didn't ask.
I didn't ask. I asked for work partners. And in this business, you can't work partner with somebody. If you do become work partners, you have to pretend to be friends with them.
I'm saying you're bad at pretending. That's what I'm saying. Work on your acting skills.
But
What
what do friends do?
What do you mean?
For each other. Like, how do you be a friend?
What's the same? Like I think it's.
These are serious questions. How do you be a friend? Friends. Everyone's got them. Friends. Who knows what the fuck to do with them?
Well, it's like people. So you're not by yourself. It's people in your life because you're not married. You don't have anybody that cares for you or that you know what I mean.
Right, but I don't.
People. So when you're not when people don't do that, that's when people get married. They're like, oh, it's harder to maintain friendships. It's like, yeah, because you have people that care about you and give a shit if you die.
Why.
Otherwise,
I get all this, but how?
How what?
How do you friend? How?
I thought
how doth one friend?
You do. You've gotten a lot better at it. I mean, I was being facetious, but if you want me to be like,
I think this is interesting.
I didn't know we were gonna.
We're on couches. Let's have therapy.
I didn't know we were gonna be serious on our
We're not
comedy
being serious.
pod.
Relax. Look at you. You're sweating.
I'm not sweating.
Look at me. I'm cool as a cucumber. Tyler, am I
No,
cool
you're
as
not.
a
You're
cucumber?
fucking bouncing your foot around like a
Let's
psycho.
pull back all 19 episodes. My foot bounces no matter what mood I'm in. I got a bouncy foot. It's out of my control. I have restless leg syndrome from all the PTSD from our Mosul invasion.
That is a bullshit thing that fucking rich bitches made up so they could also not work.
No, you talk to any old person. Old people honestly have restless leg syndrome. It's terrible. It's like a fucking serious deal. Guys, I'd like to take a moment to highlight all the charity work I've done for restless leg syndrome. I go to nursing home and massage old bitches' legs.
It's just because you get off on varicose veins, you nasty motherfucker.
Then I put pillows on their face and I go, rest. Rest, legs, rest. Rest. Shh. Mm-hmm. You know what's disgusting? Working at Costco is seeing all the old people whose skin just like tears because they're so old.
It just tears?
You don't know that? Like next time you see like an 85-year-old, you'll see a giant
bruises.
purple, the purple and the bruising, and then you'll see like cuts because their skin turns into like wet paper. And
they're just paper mache.
Yeah, they really are. They're like fresh paper mache, and their skin just cracks, and they shake, and they drool, and they have a hat. You know, I know Doug Stanhope has talked about this, but I think just because he's talked about it doesn't mean that we can't talk about it.
Talk about what?
How insane it is that these people wear hats for the wars they went to.
Dude, I just saw that yesterday. And was wondering about it. I was no, it was this morning. Fuck, it was this morning. I went to this little diner in Pasadena, and I went in there, and there was a dude getting like a soup, like a chicken noodle soup, and a like half a sandwich. And then I looked at the meal, and I was like, oh, that looks like an old person meal. And then I went right to a guy with a World War II veteran hat on.
Oh,
yeah.
World War II. So he was in his 90s.
He was old as shit. Yes. He was fucking old.
He garroted Krauts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like Doug Stanhope's whole thing about that was he was talking about how that is like, that would be like, because it's the worst thing you could ever experience.
Oh, like if
war.
you wore a rape hat or something
yeah,
like
a hat
that.
that said raped 72.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Molested.
Yeah.
84 to 93. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it's true. It's weird, but it becomes like everything awful. When you get older, all the bad things you went through become your point of pride. And it must be a way of processing fucking trauma or something.
Well, I think I think it's all shame management. All that is shame management.
I don't think there's shame from going to war, is there? Oh, survivor shame?
Survivor shame,
yeah. You're right.
Survivor shame, and also with any other kind of trauma, where if it's like rape or molestation, it's like shame of like,
I like
then
the way
you're
you said
tainted.
rape.
You know, one of those things.
Yeah.
Then it's like you don't feel comfortable sharing that because then it's like you're tarnished or something's wrong with you, or you know, like you're broken.
So that's why all these like nasty women or whatever use the pussy hat. That's their war hat because they've been raped. So they're wearing the pussy hat, which is like their World War II hat.
But they're not. I mean, that's funny for the joke.
That's their war hat. That's what they're trying to. They got it embroidered on there. Yeah. They're wearing a pussy hat because they don't. They
that's what
feel
was taken
so.
from them.
Yeah, they feel so fucked up about it that they start defining themselves by it.
I don't think it's defining yourself, but it's like wearing it as like I think because I felt that way like after I overcame the idea that whatever happened to me defined me as a person. Like, because that's like a big thing that people a lot of times have to go through when they're going through therapy is like you're not your parents' issues. Like you're not like because you've done something bad that doesn't mean you are bad. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like all of those things. So it's like I think part of it is you once you're okay with it, then it's like, oh yeah, I fucking whatever. But like, but the differences and the things that I've noticed now that is gross to me is people are pretending to be okay, but they're not okay.
Oh yeah, I know. It's like every time you meet like a progressive girl, she's like, I love when my boyfriend watches porn. We're a super pro porn household. Porn is totally welcomed in our house.
And she's saying it to try to convince herself. She thinks the more that she smiles while she says it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
meanwhile, her boyfriend won't even touch her because he's just in a corner with neon light on his face, just beating his dick till he has like scabs all over it.
He's just happy she's distracted for 2 seconds.
And she's like, I love sex workers and filmmakers and I love porn and I'm very pro all of this whole industry. I swear to God, please touch me. Touch me, please. God, touch me.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of women, let's get into it.
Okay.
How funny is it, this sports wage gap thing right now? It can only... Do you know what I'm talking about? Megan Rapinoe and all this?
Oh, the soccer team?
How funny is it? This is such a perfect example of like... Of course, the equitable pay for female athletes and male athletes, of course the dominating sport in this discussion is soccer, because soccer doesn't bring any fucking money into this country. So they're like, pay the men and the women the same. We don't like any of it. That's totally fine. But, like, no way is it the conversation in WNBA. Like, no way are they like, give any WNBA player a $300 million contract, because they don't fucking generate $300 million. LeBron James generates billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So that's why they pay him more. So it's so funny that they're having their little wage gap conversation about soccer, because it's a sport nobody gives a shit about, except for when the World Cup comes around.
We talked about that on one of like a previous episode. Like, soccer is growing. It is growing. It's
but it doesn't matter. It's not even as big as baseball, and baseball's dying. And and nobody's saying pay. I don't even know if there is a professional softball league, but nobody's like, pay whoever the female Mike Trout is what Mike Trout is getting, because they just don't generate money. Mm-hmm. So it's just so funny. The only way they can have this conversation is with their least popular sports. They're like, we need to have equal pay in lacrosse. Everybody's like, sure. Fine.
Pay these diving bitches the same amount as these dudes diving.
Exactly. The curling team has a wage gap. We're like, who cares? Pay them the same. Are we paying the men? I didn't even know.
Well, but I mean, it's also because that's the sport that chicks are dominating in. Like, it's also
also the fact that the American women's team,
and that's not true, because like tennis is like the fucking Serena Williams gets paid a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, I don't know comparatively. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, she is worth as much as
fucking McEnroe was, or fucking whatever I know that's an
you
old,
went
really old.
way back.
I know.
She should be paid as much as Bjorn Borg.
Andre Agassi. You know what I mean?
Arthur Ashe, at least. She's worth what Arthur Ashe is worth, for sure. No, I don't know, like, as far as Roger Federer, I don't know who makes more money.
Yeah.
Or, like, Nadal. Mm-hmm. But, like...
What about bitch golfers, though?
No way has any girl... Michelle Wie, is she the most famous golfer?
Probably. There's no way she's getting Tiger money, but Tiger money wasn't all from the tournaments. Tiger money was also from the sponsors.
Tiger sold shit with his face.
Yeah.
When I see Michelle Wie, I don't want to
You don't know that's
something.
Michelle Wie. Yeah.
Yeah.
You confuse your friend's girlfriend.
I think she's just any person at Costco taking a sample and being rude about it. I have one more cracker. And I'm like, what did you call me?
Has anyone called you anything? Has anybody been mean to you at the Costco? Are they all just insane and around you? Has anybody legit been mean to you?
Okay. The Asians are very rude in a sense that they're not socialized in the way Americans are. So I give it a pass.
I think they're just abrupt and
it doesn't feel mean
honest.
because it's just like it feels cultural.
Yeah.
But by God, are they fucking just emotionalists? I'm so jealous when I see like a lot of these like specifically the Chinese. I wish I was Chinese so bad.
Yeah.
They're just
I think you know what it is.
They're so mechanical.
I think
you know what I mean?
It's just like how in New York, like everybody's just like, fuck you, get out of my way. I think it's the same kind of thing, but there's even more people. So everybody just understand, like it's already just understood. Nobody gets in anybody's way. Everybody is trying to do everything in the most efficient way possible.
Yeah.
So not to slow down the progress of all people.
I'll tell you, the nicest people in all of Costco when I deal with them or any customer base are retarded people and children. Mm-hmm. By far, just a delight.
Yeah.
Just every time you're dealing with them, they're just sweet.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Which was that, a kid or a retard?
Just choose your own adventure, Brian. It's whatever you want it to be. I
saw, you want to talk about, dude, Comedy Central would book the shit out of this guy. Okay? This was a diversity, triad that I didn't even know existed. I saw an Asian man with Down syndrome and infatigo. Is that how you say it, Tyler?
What's infatigo? I don't know what that is.
I forget how you say it. Will you look it up? It's the Michael Jackson thing. It gives you the pink patches. You look like a pit bull's belly. You know, the colorless patches. You get the pink skin patches.
I thought that was like melon, like a
with a P.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was an F. Impetigo.
Like impotent? Impetigo?
Impetigo. You never seen that? Mm-mm. Billy Corgan has it. It's contagious. Look up if Down syndrome is contagious.
Okay, Brian.
Also, look up if Asian is contagious. Because I may have caught everything this guy has. And you may be thinking, did you just think he was Asian?
Wrong one, yeah.
Impetigo is not what we're talking about?
No. But every time I put it in Fantigo, it comes up with impetigo, which is school sores. That's what they call it.
Oh, school sores. Anyway, it's the pink patches where you look like a pit bull's belly. You get the big, giant pink patches. So this guy had 2 pink patches around his Asian eyes, and he had, or Down syndrome eyes, whatever takes dominance in your, whatever your biases are.
Which do you think was stronger?
That's a great question.
Because you can tell by eyes. I mean, Down syndrome is like you can. It's like one of their biggest characteristics is the eyes. But if it's Asian,
I would say the forehead is the biggest of their characteristics. The forehead. Anyway, this is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that how excited would the entertainment industry be to like push a Asian kid with skin disease and Down syndrome? I mean, that is just.
I
my
think
God.
they'd push the Down syndrome thing a little harder for sure.
And he was very pleasant, very nice.
Of course.
Yeah, he was a great kid. But nobody's been that mean to me, really. But I want to go back to this, but I had a thing about the wage gap thing, though. Oh, and I wanted to talk about another thing. Is that isn't it funny that the only reason I think the American women's team is the best in the world at soccer is because women have it the best in our country. Okay? Because soccer...
What? No, that's not true.
What country do women have it better?
No, because I mean that logic doesn't make sense.
It does to me because the most popular sport in the world is soccer. In the world. Every other country, soccer is their number one sport. And it just shows you that if you have these countries where soccer is everything, because there's no American soccer stars. There's not one international American.
Beckham.
He's British.
Oh, that's right. He just played for our team?
When they all come here to retire. He only played his moonlight years, his 36, 37 age seasons. Mm-hmm. There's soccer is everything in these other countries. And it tells you that women aren't being developed like athletically like they are in this country. They're not allowed because they should be better. Because soccer is more important. Because America.
You're acting like this isn't the first year. Like
no, I know exactly. Proves my point even more.
How so?
The fact that even back in the day we were winning, and still to this day,
but we weren't winning. We don't win every year.
Yes, we do. We're we've been the best soccer team for a long time.
How long?
Like Tyler said, his whole life. Like pretty much the entire time the Women's World Cup's been going on, America's in the finals. Like we're the dominant team, and we shouldn't be because our male team is ranked like 138th. Or whatever, and we're putting like as much. I mean, it's like we're like in the 50s. I was kidding when I said 138, but like we're a terrible. We didn't even get into the knockout round in the last World Cup, the men's team. Mm-hmm. So like what I'm saying is that in these countries where soccer is everything, clearly they're not putting that much attention into the women who are playing soccer because they should be better.
But using that logic, then like countries that don't like take care of their people in general, like all of Brazil, like they don't give a fuck about their citizens, but their soccer team's rad. You know what I mean?
Because they have a ton of money going into male soccer.
Every Olympics, the track and field from people from Kenya are fucking. They're always best, but like living conditions are awful in Kenya. So it's like,
what are you talking about? Living conditions, though? What does that have to do with it?
You're saying that it's because it's easier for women, that's why they're better.
Yeah, I'm saying that this country allows women, there's more money put into them, there's more attention, and there's more development, and there's more, overall, and when I say development, I mean in the athlete, not in the country. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have greater opportunity as a female athlete because you have better opportunities in general as a woman in America than you do in other countries. Mm-hmm. And I think the fact that soccer isn't as big of a deal in this country as it is in every other country except maybe Canada. Maybe we're on par with Canada. I don't know what soccer is like in Canada. Mm-hmm. I doubt it's that big of a deal. But I know that the fact that women's American soccer team being that good when England has riots over their soccer games. Like France has riots, Germany has riots. Like soccer is everything in all these countries, and their women are
male
nearly.
Soccer is everything.
That's what I'm saying. But that tells you that they are neglecting the child female athlete to where when they get older they can't compete on a level with the elite like the Americans can. Because so all I'm saying is that it's funny that we have all this complaining going on about how this is the worst country. Like if you follow the news, you would think that this is the worst country in the world to be a woman in. Mm-hmm. But like, I think the Women's World Cup team shows you that there is a lot of like positive things in our country for women. Like we give them great.
Well, I mean, there's other examples from that. If that wasn't the case, then other countries wouldn't be mimicking the shit that's happening here. Like for instance, when you were just in Berlin, there's a lot of behavior that's happening where they're just mimicking the shit that we're doing.
Well, those people are all American, British, or Australian, pretty much, most of them. That's all that's what everybody tells me over there. The PC problems all comes from Americans, British, and Australians, which is crazy that Australia, because I've always thought that was like a almost borderline apartheid state. But I just think that I just think it's funny that there's so much complaining. Also, our hockey team, women's hockey team, gold medalists every time. We beat Canada in hockey. Our women beat Canada in hockey. How insane is that? We beat Russia, you know?
Yeah, places that, is bred for hockey.
The American hockey team doesn't win gold medals. It hasn't since they only allowed amateurs to do it. Mm-hmm. Since they let the NHL players and the professional hockey players, and America doesn't compete at all. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just think that through athletics, now they deserve equal pay, soccer players, because who cares? They generate the same amount of money. I bet women's soccer generates more money in this country, at least during the World Cup, than the American team.
Yeah, without question. Well, that's
because they win.
That was the point of the chick from the women's World Soccer. The team was like, we are more popular. We make more money. Give us a fucking raise. Like that's the point.
That's how I think it should be. If your league generates more money, you should make more money. I don't even want to talk about equitable pay. I don't think equitable pay makes sense. Mm-hmm. I think it should be determined by how much money's coming in. There should be no equal pay in athletics. It should just be what you generate. If the WNBA, for some insane reason, becomes more popular than the NBA.
If bitches learn how to dunk, and then people could watch a bitch fucking dunk and watch her titties move while she does it, and they started fucking selling tons of ads, and people like legit wanted to watch it.
They should make more money.
And they should make more money. Yeah, I get it.
But that's a failing league that is just a draining cyst on the NBA. Like, so they don't deserve equal pay. There's nobody in the... But
it's just it's a bad.
But it's not about your pussy. That's not why you don't deserve equal pay.
Right. It's because nobody wants to watch a bunch of chicks do layups. I get it.
I'm on this podcast right now making a free market point.
Look at you being a libertarian.
Look at me being a capitalist over here.
But
that's
only
why
when
people
it comes
say
to
sports bring out the worst in people. But I do think I'm not complaining about women right now. What I'm saying is is there ever a moment in the feminist movement where they reflect and say anything positive about their experience, where they're like, wow, that's a sign that things are moving in the right direction for women? Does that ever happen?
You can tell by what they're complaining about, because that's the shit I was going to talk about, is the fucking, the New York Times article that came out that said, fucking temperatures in offices are sexist. Bitches are complaining about having too much air conditioning. You know what I mean? Like if that doesn't tell you if a thermostat is oppressive, bitch, you are doing so good.
I'd like to read this because I would like to see how many people are actually participating in this. What'd you read this in?
It was a New York Times article, dude.
What did it say?
They're saying that how they guys usually run more hot.
Is this from one office, or is this what was the source for this?
What do you mean?
Who was saying this?
I don't remember the name. I don't know. But it's just throughout offices across the country.
Harvard.
Yeah.
Yes, one follow-up question completely derails the whole rant. Wait, but who said this? Fuck you.
I don't know.
What am I, fucking
But it's what they
robot?
said. Who gives a shit who said it? The point is that through among offices, it's always cold, and bitches are always cold in offices, and they want to be able to have more say in the thermostat.
Tyler pulled up the article.
I don't have the New York Times article because they have the subscription thing, but I found an article about it. You can start from the top if you want.
Air conditioning is unhealthy, bad, miserable, and sexist.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I can explain how many times. I can't explain how many times I've gotten sick over the summer because of overzealous AC in the office. Right? Well, it sounds like you weren't built for the workplace, darling. If the air conditioning is making you sick, how fragile. You want me to take you as a tough equal? You want me to consider you an equal, and you can't handle the AC, or you get the sniffies?
You can't put on a sweater. Well, that's the other thing too, is like bacteria, it's difficult for bacteria to exist in cold environments. Hence, hospitals are fucking always cold. They always have the fucking AC cranked up. It's always freezing in a fucking in a fucking hospital. So that doesn't make sense. I get it. I get that in colder temperatures your immune system is lowered, but fucking drink some goddamn orange juice, dude. Like we've gotten to the point where we are living lavishly and we have fucking AC everywhere. What do you want to do? Go back to the fucking Wild West where you had to wear petticoats and fucking knickers and your pussy was disgusting all the time? Get the fuck out of here. Not only that, but if you're telling me it's sexist, you're not taking it.
Starter. It is. That's Wild West. All the best sourdoughs from San Francisco. It's all that petticoat pussy bacteria. You get really good sourdough. That's the Bowden's. You know the Bowden sourdough.
Mm-hmm. It's made from pussies.
Yeah. That was from some. What do they call that? The Barbary Coast. Yeah, that was some Barbary Coast pussy bacteria that they made that out of. Nobody knows that. That's actually something I know.
Thank
that nobody else knows.
I appreciate you bringing those facts. What I'm saying is they're also speaking on behalf of women who fucking like AC. You know what I mean? Like
I've been on the road with you. You put the hotel room on 60. Like
it's
right
not
when
even,
you walk in.
and that's the thing is, it's not just a fat chick thing because Maria does too. Maria keeps her hotel room at 65.
Also keeps her house at 70.
Yeah, exactly. Our huge house is fucking cold. It's
Yeah.
fucking nice. It's nice to be able to you know what it is? You know what else is nice? It's nice having ice in my fucking water when I want it when I want the temperature changed. The thing is like this is such a small demographic of women that just is it's so easy for them that now a little fucking boop 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 is men taking something away from them.
Well, you know what's funny too is that
Fat bitches like it cold. Fucking women going through menopause like it cold. How about all the poor women who can't afford it, who live in Los Angeles and other hot places, who have kids and can't afford a fucking AC, and you're bitching because you have too much of it, you fucking dumb bitch.
it feels like yeah. I'm surprised she didn't fit racism in there too somehow.
It's racist.
Well, black people are from Africa and it's super hot over there. They like the heat.
Yeah.
This AC is racist.
Yeah.
No, but I think that the funny thing is, it's just
my whole thing.
But the article, the reason her real meat and potatoes of Iran, I just looked at it, is about global warming and what air conditioning, how it contributes to global warming. Now, I haven't gone in further to actually back that up or dispute it. Mm-hmm. But if I saw an article that said air conditioning really bad for the environment, now I'm listening. I'm listening. But you tell me air conditioning is sexist, you sound like a wacko, I'm no longer listening.
Well, that was the part that was the article itself wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was then some fucking white lady loon said that all AC was sexist and that we should ban AC.
Why do they publish these people? Why are they publishing this lunatic bitch and they won't publish anything about Bill Clinton being really good friends with Jeffrey Epstein? They refuse to publish anything.
Because you can pay to not get published.
They've buried articles about a president who has gone on a plane called the Lolita Express no less than 23 times. But this woman gets to call air conditioning sexist. The New York Times is a fucking joke.
It is. That was what made me insane, and I was like, who the fuck is picking this shit up?
Is there a good newspaper? What's a good newspaper? You know what I read? I was just going to say, I read Al Jazeera for news. That's the only...
Yeah, Al Jazeera is they're the only fucking...
How is Al Jazeera the only news source
dude?
I look at?
Yeah.
Al Jazeera. You got to do it with the sound off.
Why?
That language is scary.
You're so stupid.
Oh, I guess the terrorists are the most informed.
But it was just so.
Do you remember when George Bush? No, Al Jazeera is dope. And do you remember when George Bush bombed him? Does anybody remember that?
No.
Do you remember that? In Iraq, one of the first targets when we first bombed Iraq in Iraq 2, they immediately blew up an Al Jazeera building. Which isn't even, like, it's not Ba'athist controlled. It's not Saddam's territory.
Yeah.
They just wanted to shut the media up right away because they knew there was no connection for weapons of mass destruction. So they just blew the media up right away.
Wow.
But Donald Trump, apparently our worst president.
Well, that's my whole shit is, like, I don't like who's running things, but I'm also pretty glad that...
They're all bad!
I'm pretty glad that the wife of a pedophile isn't running things, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny how loose the connection Trump is to Epstein. Like, they've had, like, dinner or something, and how insane. The connection between Trump and Epstein is pretty minimal comparatively to Donald Trump. And the only reason the media is covering
to Bill Clinton?
To Bill Clinton, sorry.
Yeah.
Comparatively, and the only reason the media wants to talk about their pedophile now is because it's connected to Trump. Like, how insane is it that they will even use like child sex trafficking as a tool for politics? Like, oh yeah, we buried that article. We didn't care because it was a Clinton story. But now that we have a Trump story, I mean, Trump did have the funniest quote. We've said it at least 5 times on this podcast. And I want you guys to know, if you subscribe to our Patreon and you go back and you listen to our first 50 episodes, I've been talking about Jeffrey Epstein on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I think like episode 6.
Long-time fan. Big fan.
Yeah,
big fan.
Long-time listener. Long-time caller. How funny is it that one of the main guys wrapped up with Jeffrey Epstein's name is Chris Tucker?
Oh yeah, you've mentioned him before.
Yeah. I've always jokingly mentioned that it was Chris Tucker. Like, never touch a black man's stereo.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a white guy.
No, it's a different Chris
guy.
Tucker.
But it's just so funny that his name's Chris. I can see Chris Tucker reading that paper going like, man. Yeah, so that I don't know. The New York Times is insane. They're calling the air conditioning crazy. They're burying a president's stories of traveling around the world. He's been to 4 different continents.
That's what's so fucked up. Is like they're supposed to. I thought they were the fucking ones for the expose. They're the ones that exposed fucking Louis. But it's okay. That's so fucked up to me. It's so fucked up to me that it's okay for pedophilia to exist. But if you jerk off in the same room as someone to another adult, you know what I mean? Like, does that, like, as far as severity goes, fuck you, New York Times.
Yeah, they've had articles like 2002, 2000. That's how I found out about it. Was through the New York Times. That's how I originally found out that Bill Clinton was tied.
So
to
do you think
Jeffrey
it's
Epstein.
just old news?
Well,
it's just like,
but they don't link their old articles to the current ones, and they're really using heavily language of Trump being involved and not Clinton. But Clinton, the connections between Clinton and Epstein are so deeper but they refuse to like talk about it. But they did write about it back in the day, 2002, 2003. They did write about it, and now they're publishing this article where they said Clinton doesn't know anything about Epstein's horrible crimes that happened. It's so funny. The article says like, we don't know about. Clinton says he doesn't know what happened in Arizona or New Mexico or whatever, or in Florida. So it's like, oh, I knew what happened in Asia and Africa and the island.
I just don't know what happened
Europe.
in the U.S. Yeah,
but those 2 things he got arrested for, I have no idea. Nope.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You can't find. There's just not much going on in the New York Times about that. But apparently, air conditioning is sexist. And it sucks because, like, it sucks when so many things that annoy you are the things that annoy, like, the Trump base or whatever, Like, but, like, he's not wrong about the New York Times sucking, but he is wrong about Fox and Friends not sucking.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't care. But I just think women have it great and they need to shut up and take those goofy hats off.
Nobody's still wearing those, dude. They wore them at that march once. Who the fuck
I love the idea.
I've never seen anyone since then wear a pussy hat.
I love the idea of somebody like 90 years from now shaking in a fucking a mega store holding a shopping cart, walking through trying samples with their dusty old weathered pussy hat on.
It's like super faded. It looks like a light
it has
rose
like dental
color.
floss from when it's been mended, sewing in. And then it's one of those old ladies that hair is blue now. Her skin is tearing like wet paper. She's got purple bruises all over her.
Do you have has anything interesting happened at Costco recently?
You know, this woman pulled me aside, and she had been handing out samples at Costco for 20 plus years. She was the longest tenured employee at the Costco in Fountain Valley. And she pulled me aside and she goes, a lot of these things are going to be funny to you, but quickly they'll stop being funny. Like she was like,
oh shit, really?
Yeah, she was like some like gypsy, came out to like a truth teller, like a fortune teller, and it has. It's immediately become. I've heard a ton of racist stuff. I've heard a ton of. It's just like I don't even absorb it anymore, because it's just fucking. You just like. But I'll tell you what, man. I'm pumping out scripts. I'm pumping out jokes because.
Yeah, this Costco's getting to you.
Yeah. If
Guys,
I
make sure you subscribe to the Patreon.
If you don't subscribe to the Patreon, let's just say I'll find you. And look at me.
$1 a month. $1 a month can save you. Or $5
$1 a month will save you, but not your family. $5 a month will save your first cousins. If you do our $300...
we don't even have that tier.
We have a $300 tier where we will print out a copy of this for you on an 8.5 by 11, and I'll handwrite you notes in my own blood. I mean, photocopied. But if you donate to the $600 one, I'll give you the original blood note. And I'll write you a poem in my own blood. But if you don't, that's fine. I just, I can't say what'll happen. But you might not like it,
Yeah.
You might. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea.
Might have to recreate that Eagles of Death Metal concert next time you go to a show. I'll go get your credit. I'll hack your credit card history and be like, oh, they're going to a Taylor Swift.
You'll buy a computer just.
They're going to a Taylor Swift concert in a week. Maybe I'll show up there and go full Eagles of Death Metal.
You're ridiculous.
Are they called Eagles of Death Metal? They are. So are they like? Is Eagles of Death Metal meaning like they're like the Eagles, the band of death metal?
No, I think it's like straight up Eagles.
Oh. It's like you guys are like the Eagles of death metal, meaning that they were like a bunch of session musicians in the death metal world.
So the lead singer was the shittiest part of that band?
Yeah, the Eagles suck.
No, Joe Walsh is a great guitarist.
Have I told a story about meeting Joe Walsh?
No, I didn't know you met Joe Walsh.
I met Joe Walsh in the locker room of Fenway Park. Celebrity story.
Name drop. What happened? Was he cool?
Let me pick that name up. I was backstage, Fenway Park with the Foo Fighters and Dinosaur Jr. No big deal. Just slamming fucking Jamie shots with Dave Grohl. Fucking Joe Walsh walks in and he looked like one of those dudes who uses a metal detector on the beach.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Just so confused.
Yeah.
And then, and he's just like introduced himself to me, just hey man, or whatever. But I get the funniest part is they played Rocky Mountain High on stage, on Fenway Park at Fenway Park, and they I guess after they're done, sold out baseball stadium, and they're on stage. It's massive. Everybody's screaming. They get done playing a song that Joe Walsh has been playing pretty much every night since 1967. And he leans into Dave Grohl and says into his ear really loud, hey, man, that was really fun. Like he was surprised that the thing he's been doing. He's been playing arenas since his 60s. And he's like, wow, man. Like that's how he's so burnt out that it's all like a new experience for him every time. Hey, man, that was really fun.
That sounds beautiful. I want that. I want to be able to still enjoy something at that age.
I don't know if he's still enjoying it. I think he's burnt out and experiencing it for the first time every night. He's Groundhog Day.
That sounds
no, it's
great.
the opposite of Groundhog Day.
Yeah, he's not present, but everything else. Yeah. Let's do the grape of the week.
Wow, man. That's far fucking out, dude. Is this where the Red Sox play? Wow, man.
Okay. Grape of the week from Ray Morales. No relation.
No relation?
No relation. Is not being able to find a hooker that is not a tranny on OBT. And that's Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando. That's where all the hoes were at.
Orange Blossom Trail.
Orange Blossom Trail, that's like where a lot, like, there's a
Is this-
portion of it where there's a lot of prostitutes.
All right, I'll say this about the gripe. That gripe of the week is maybe I should keep my mouth shut about how I feel about equal pay in sports and how much easier women have it. Because what are we attracting? What? Unable to find a non-tranny hooker on the Orange Blossom Trail in Florida. You sound like a monster. What?
Well, there should be like, I mean, as far as like, because the whole point of like a prostitute is for you to get what you want, right? So then it should just be like divvied up like different sections. I mean, that's how it is anyways. Like different part, like that's my corner, this is your corner, you know. But then there should be like designated areas for whatever you want. Like I remember one time I was driving, like when I worked, when I sold timeshare over the phone, I worked off of Orange Blossom Trail. And that was like the first time I ever saw a little person. It was a little person, lady prostitute that was walking and like trying to get a date or whatever.
You saw a midget hooker?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm saying, so then if she worked like one part
Whoever
of Orange
pays
Blossom
for
Trail,
that.
and then somebody that, you know, there could be the trans part, and then there could just be like a straight, the whatever you want, like porn
But
categories.
how many times is this guy getting thwarted? And it's like, maybe try a different section. It sounds like you want tranny hookers because it's like, he's like, he's in bed with somebody. He's like, God damn it, not again. It's just like you get are you not learning any detective skills here? Are you not looking at jawbones? Are you not looking at shoulders here? Like
or Adam's apples.
Adam's apples?
Adam's apples.
I'm sure people who are working on a trail don't have money for all the fixins. You know what I mean? Probably don't look like, Orange is the New Black gal. But yeah, that's crazy. But that's interesting. Best of luck to you.
Angie Bloomfield's gripe of the week is my mailbox is down the block and my box is in the top right corner. Every day there's a huge spider trying to block my box. I've tried swatting at it and the next day it's back. I know it's an irrational fear, but I hate spiders and now my bills are probably late and my Amazon packages are being held hostage.
What's the fear? Where's the spider? It's in front of her mailbox?
Yeah, I think it's like one of those mailboxes where you have like a bunch of them. Like there's like
a
wall
rural
of them.
route?
Yeah. And so then her box is in the top right corner and there's always a fucking spider blocking her box.
So bring a broom. Just wipe the
that's
spider's
true.
web
Angie,
off.
just fucking bring the broom, dude. Just kill them. If it's like, I try to not kill them all, unless they're fucking with my lifestyle. Like, I saw a huge ass spider in the shower with me today, which was terrifying. And that bitch is dead. He's fucking dead, dude.
But could you call like Time Warner and be like, I'm sorry, but I can't pay my bill because there's a spider?
Or just tell me what it is and I can pay it over the phone.
Yeah,
but I can't check my mail anymore.
I wonder if that'll work. Get back to us, Angie. Call them and try to use a spider excuse to get out of bills.
Krista Gray's gripe of the week is, for reals, I would like for the world to stop allowing the Jonas Brothers to make more records. Please give it a rest. And then she commented on her own gripe, which is, and I had to endure Radio Disney with my daughter at the height of their Jonas craze, so I may just be triggered, but she's 22 and I kicked her out, so I'm fine now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's weird when people hate musicians now because you're not subjected to musicians you don't want. Rarely are you in a situation where you're listening to music you don't want to anymore. You know what I mean? Because of technology.
Unless it's I think it's a poor thing. I think it's because now if you can't afford, even then you can still listen.
YouTube music.
Yeah.
No, poor people are poor because they spend all their money on their phones.
But even that, if your signal isn't good, if you have shitty fucking Sprint or whatever, and then you can't stream as much, and then you have to listen to the radio.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people, just especially in their cars, still listen to the radio.
That's insane. Stop listening to the radio. And it's pretty easy to avoid the Jonas Brothers. I don't think I've ever heard a Jonas Brothers song. Mm-hmm. Have you?
Yeah.
Sing it.
I mean, I don't know it, but I've listened to it. I didn't like it.
Can you sing one, Tyler?
Not right now.
No.
Top of my head.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's not my demo. I mean, I'm not their demo. I'm not 14.
Exactly. Neither is this woman. If this woman has a 22-year-old kid, she's at least 29.
But at their height. So she's just been, and they're still making music. She's just mad that they're still making music, but she doesn't have to listen to it anymore. Oh, we got a fun one from Ken Miller. Ken Miller's gripe of the week is my neighbor keeps cutting his grass and blowing that shit on my sidewalk.
That sounds like.
That sounds like a very dad gripe, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, but I don't.
Get your goddamn lawn clippings off my sidewalk.
Yeah, no, that's definitely annoying. But like, just what would it be like if you talked to him? Like, is he like an old cocaine cowboy? Is he like a kind of guy you don't want to fuck with? Is he a Cuban who came over on a tire who has like a fucking scar over his eye? Like, why aren't you fucking talking to him? Like, I wonder, but. Yeah, get a fucking leaf blower, and by that I mean an actual leaf blower. I'm not talking about Mexicans, so don't call me racist.
I didn't think you were until you said that. You fucking racist.
Get a leaf blower and blow them all into his stoop, like on his front. I'm sure.
Oh, just take them all and then just
blow them right up onto his the front step to his doorstep. Just put them all right there.
Passive aggression is your answer?
That's aggression. If it involves getting a tool, that's aggression. That's not passive aggression. I think people often misunderstand passive aggression and aggression, because I think if you're doing something to physically change somebody's environment, that's aggression.
But you're not doing it to their face. You're not being confrontational. It's being non-confrontational.
I feel like it's very confrontational because you live next to the guy. It's not like you egg in a house and you run away and it's like, I'm doing
that's
this.
That's not passive aggression. No, that's vandalism.
But what I'm saying though is that like he's blowing the clippings onto the guy's lawn and then just going right next door and staying there.
Yeah.
He knows. He's like, it's basically saying where to find me.
No, but that's passive aggression.
No.
That's passive aggressive because if he was being aggressive, he would go to the dude and be like, "Hey, don't fucking put your shit on my don't blow your shit on my sidewalk."
I disagree.
That's aggression.
I think blowing the clippings onto his front porch is perfectly aggressive. I think that's absolute aggression.
I think that's way more passive because you're not dealing with it. That's the whole point of passive aggression is you don't actually deal with the problem. You do something petty.
You are 100% dealing. You're getting the clippings from where you don't like them. And you're putting them somewhere where the other person won't like them to send a direct message to the person. This is how it feels.
It's still passive. Then what would passive aggressive be then?
Just be when the guy's clipping the lawns, be like, "Oh, you're putting the clippings on my sidewalk, huh? That's nice. Appreciate that. That's cool. I really appreciate that you're putting."
So sarcasm is passive aggression to you?
Yeah, it's like a side hand comment.
That's not. But you can be passive aggressive in action. What would be the passive aggressive action then?
The passive aggressive. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying aggression is action.
No, I think you can be passive aggressive. It's just like when people leave notes instead of talking to you.
I don't know. This is boring.
Okay. Gripe of the week from Nolan Miller is people who obviously have better plans but won't tell you and give you some half-ass excuse
I do that
as
shit
to
people
why
all the
they
time.
can't make your event.
Tyler could probably relate to this because all his friends do that to him. I'm just kidding. God. Tyler's crying.
But the audience doesn't know
Tyler's
that.
literally
The audience
crying.
doesn't know that.
He has a Kleenex.
Now the audience thinks he's a fucking tool because of you.
But no, it's true because I don't. Listen, if people are doing that to you, then
just
you're
say
not,
no.
No, listen.
Just say no.
If you have better plans, listen, this guy's the friend that nobody really likes, so they're worried that he's going to try to tag along. So they don't want to tell him about their super dope plan because they don't want him there. That's part of what is making the plan dope. So the reason why people are being half-assed to him is because they're trying to duck him, and they don't want to tell him about all the cool shit they're doing. And that's why they invite him to things, daytime barbecues and shit that people don't really care about that isn't super cool.
Well, you heard it here, Nolan. Nobody likes you. Thanks for listening to the podcast.
I mean, he wrote the gripe in. Listen, I'm a detective. And just one more thing. Just kidding.
Justin Marcher's gripe of the week is I spend the day cleaning for company and then not one guest comments on how clean my place is.
I thought he was going to say not one guest shows up. I was like, you should hang out with Nolan. But listen, that's such a millennial complaint because like you think you deserve a reward for being clean.
Being clean, yeah.
No. Being messy deserves a comment. Being clean is just being a functional adult.
Yeah.
Like that's not noteworthy, you fucking loser. I'm kidding. I appreciate it. What?
It's a Chris Rock.
Is it a Chris Rock bit?
No, he's about the famous bit. It's like, I take care of my kids. You're supposed to.
Oh.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Did you guys hear Tyler? He just quoted the Black People versus N-word bit over there, like Michael Scott in the corner over there, just doing his. He's pacing over the whole kitchen. he just put on a shiny suit
that has 900 buttons on it.
Nobody tells me my kitchen's clean. They're not supposed to. You're supposed to clean. What, you want a cookie?
Who do you think got it? Who do you think got the gripe of the week?
Justin, because I'm messy.
Oh, nice.
And I want people to think I'm clean. And I want them to give me a ribbon every time I'm clean. I had Tim Dillon over the house the other day, and he came in my room, and he goes, "Oh, you're actually a real person. This is a clean room. This is nice. I didn't expect this." And I was like, "Oh, I got my little gold star for the day."
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And
we
then we
do.
butt fucked for 9 hours.
Who was top and who was bottom? Or did you guys switch off?
Well, he was simultaneously the top and bottom because he's so fucking fat. He was under me and over me at the same time. It looked more like I was in a pouch. Like he was a kangaroo and I was a baby JoJo in his pouch.
Jesus Christ.
It was hot, dude.
Go back and listen to the Tim Dillon episode. It was really great. Also, follow us on all the assorted social media at No Sir Pod, at Brian J. Vokey, at The Funny Carmen. Subscribe to our motherfucking Patreon, please. And, go to nosirpod.com for listen to some archived episodes. And we are going to be in Florida August 7th and 8th, West Palm Beach Improv, Miami Improv, and now Side Splitters in Tampa on the 10th. Saturday the 10th.
9 o'clock.
Also, we're going to be at the Ontario Improv on August 13th for all of our California people. So make sure you guys hit us up. We'll get you tickets to come see the show. Fucking Justin Mâché, you get gripe of the week, baby. You know what? Nobody commented on how nice your place was, but we're commenting on your gripe. You're getting the gripe of the fucking week, baby. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you guys write us a nice little review on the motherfucking iTunes or Apple Podcasts, because you're not supposed to call it iTunes anymore. Give us a review on the Apple Podcasts.
Baba Booey.
Oh, stop it. No. We appreciate the fuck out of you. We also have our full video episodes all up on YouTube if you guys wanna listen or
Free Pussy
watch
Riot.
Listen. Free. What does that have to do with anything? You just keep trying to end it by saying some weird non sequitur.
We're keeping the plug fresh and funny. Put some fucking what's that shit you spray when you're messy and you're filthy and your shit stinks?
Febreze?
Yeah, I'm putting Febreze. That's what comedian Bruce Gray does. It just comes on everything and then sprays Febreze over it.
Like it doesn't stain?
Yeah,
That's gross. That's really disgusting. But thank you so much for listening. We fucking love the shit out of you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Free Pussy Riot.
Sir, I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it.
What is the fucking matter? What are you stupid or what?
What is the fucking matter? What is the fucking matter? What is the fucking matter?
What is the fucking matter? What are you stupid or what?
I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't want your life.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't want your life.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't want your life.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't want your life.
No, sir, I don't like
I
it.
don't want your life.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't want your life.
No, sir, I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't want your life. What is the fucking matter? What are you stupid or what?
What is the fucking matter? What is stupid or what?
No, sir, I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't want your life.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't want your life. What is the fucking matter? What are you stupid or what? What is the fucking matter? What is the fucking matter?
What is the fucking matter? What is like it.
I don't want your life.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't want your life.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't want your life.
No, sir, I don't like it.